Today I want to give a big thank you to Amber, who sent me these awesome wire looping pliers from Beadsmith for my birthday. Thank you so much, Amber. These pliers have the 13, the 16, and the 20 millimeter size. I'll link up below a tutorial I did with some smaller looping pliers from Beadsmith. So I'm going to take this 16 gauge copper wire. It's a little bit stiff. I'm going to bend it with my regular round pliers, and then we'll just stretch this out a bit. You could pinch it in a little bit if you like. Because this is stiff, it's very hard to bend around a ring mandrel. So these pliers are super handy to make that curve. So depending on the size of your ring, we can take this, I'll show you from above, we'll just place it in the pliers and hold it in place. This is plastic, so it helps to grip the wire in place. And we're just going to flick of the wrist, turn this around, bend it around, and you'll see it makes a really nice curve. So we can put it back in here and bring it all the way around depending on what style of ring you want to do. I'm going to hold it in here, and I'm actually going to bring one below and one above. I'm splitting them a bit in distance and then just curving it around. Keep going. You want to get a good start on it, and then after that you can put it on your ring mandrel and bend it around to the position that you want. This can be at the back or the front, and you'll see when you put it on your finger, this will be a bit adjustable. So I'm going to bring it around a little bit more. From here we can just clip these. So we'll make sure we've clipped them in the same position, and then we can get our smaller round pliers and bring them in. One side and the other side. And then you can get your flat pliers just to position these in place. I always like to put it back on the ring mandrel. And there you have a very simple ring, and it's a little bit adjustable too. So I made another one like that with the end going in between those two wires, and I'm just going to clip these to a couple of inches, cut them flush, and then I'm just going to get my round pliers and start to form a spiral. Later in the video I'll show you another way to make the spiral with a cone, and I have lots of other tutorials like that. So we're just going to bring this in. If you go slowly you can get a nice little spiral, and then we're just going to flip it and do the same on this side. So we're just going to bring it in, close the loop, and sometimes I push it with my finger a bit to get it more curved. You can push it in a little bit like that, and then very slowly inching your way along to form the spiral. So then you can compare them, you can adjust them, you can adjust them a bit with the pliers. I always like to put it back on the ring cone to adjust it. You can hammer it if you like, and there you have your very funky adjustable ring with the double spiral. So I have a 12 to 15 inch piece of the 16 gauge copper wire, and I'm going to bend it in half about. We're just going to give it a little bit of a bend. You can use your flat pliers to bend it, whatever is the easiest way. And we're going to pinch this in a little bit so the wires are closer together. So now we'll get our looping pliers, and we're again going to stick it in between there, grip it with the plastic, and flick of the wrist, bring it around. Now this time, instead of splitting the wires and putting that in between, I'm just going to go above that. I have another tutorial for an adjustable ring made in the same method that I'll link up below that has beads in it. So we're going to bring that around, and we want this to end up being around the back. From there, you can get your ring mandrel to size it if you need it bigger or smaller. We're going to put that to the center back. We're going to hold this in place, and we want to push the wires up. So this is sort of center back. This is somewhat center front. Now we want to make a spiral. I like to use the method with the cone. You can use the end of a pen if you want a smaller spiral. We're going to hold the cone on there and just wind this around, and then I'll clip the end flush. We'll get our small round pliers, hold the end, and just turn it around with a flick of the wrist just to close up that loop. And then I just do the same thing. I push down to push the spiral in place. Do any adjustments that you need. I like these steel pliers. They don't scratch the wire. And then we're just going to flatten this out a little bit. And if you want to do a smaller spiral on that side, you can always just get your round pliers and bring it around the round pliers. Clip it, take the end again, turn it around, and push it down. And then you're going to pinch that, bring it down, and just position it in place. You can play around with these. Then we can put it back on the ring mandrel, squeeze it around, and there you have a super funky ring that's adjustable. You can also bend one wire up and one wire down. Another way to make the spiral is just to clip it first. That's a couple inches, and then take the end with your round pliers, bring it in, and then just slowly, this is copper wire so it's easier to do, it's quite soft, and just bring it in slowly. Just inch your way down the wire to form your spiral. So there's one, and you can do the same thing here. Cut it to about 2 inches so it's flush, and then take your round pliers and slowly bring it in. You can curve it with your finger as well. And we're just going to inch our way in. If you want to bring the wires closer together, you can just bring it down until it has the form that you like. And if you want, you could even bring it up over the band a little bit. This is a very open-ended design. And then we can put it back on the ring mandrel. There's another look with the double spiral. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. And if you'd like to share photos of your wire art and jewelry, be sure to join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook. And if you'd like to check out my work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in custom wedding cake toppers and funky jewelry. I also have a mailing list, so if you'd like to sign up below, I'll send you my Wire Art Essentials ebook. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.